Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our next episode of What Remains of Edith Finch. We finished up Molly's story last time, and we learned that she would be delicious. I will be delicious. So, let's see. What
I
else?
can't describe it, but I felt like some part of Molly was still here.
I actually don't know that I've ever gotten that dialogue prompt before, because I don't think I've walked around the room that way since. Interesting. Okay. Here we go. Oh, look at that view. This game is so pretty.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
Here's a salad dish. I'm just gonna make sure we get all of these. So there's like the tree house, the big tree. Oh, and here's a nice. Yeah, and here's where we're going.
I spent a lot of time in Great Grandma Edie's room.
This is Bob. He's a snake. And this is Burpee, a bird. And this is unnamed bird. Yep, you don't get a name. Okay. And this is Derpy, who looks like a pigeon to me, but this is Rob, who's a lizard. Lurpy, a bird. Purpley, a bird. Zerpy, who's an owl. Wow, interesting. That's cool. What are you? Another bird. It is hard to see what that says. Furpy, I think. Oh, up there is Derpy Jr.
We got along, and it was a good place to hide from my mom. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones.
There's a picture of Edie painting the room we were in with the shark room. You see Molly, Barbara, Kelvin, Sam, Walter. Lots more pictures. The clock with the 2 finches on it. A little sewing area. It says Lewis. More pictures. More. There's Gus, Don, Gregory, Lewis, Milton, Edith.
Her room was like a museum.
Here's a little dollhouse. It's very cute. Like a duck. Oh, I like that. See, again, every time I play, I notice new things because this like nest with the eggs in it. I don't think I've ever like taken note of that before. There's a sword up here. We will come back and do this. So Odin Finch joining the Great Majority and the mysteries and death and thereafter. Odin Finch. So we're just gonna look around the room and enjoy the sights quick first before we move forward. Norwegian folktales. Okay, so here's the bed. Some medicine. It's like one of those ghost stories, you know, like where everyone like is vanished, but all of their stuff is left behind. Like here's the Finches coming out of the frame. It took me a while to notice that. Oxygen tank. Shrine sketches. This is another detail that took me a while to notice is the origami shark over here.
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
My Friend Bigfoot, which is the movie. Sam Medal Ceremony, Sam Photo Ceremony, Home Movies, Edith Interview, Random Junk, Weird America, The Finches, Conspiracy Now. Some cool hats. There's Molly Concepts, mural sketches.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
More books. Hat boxes. Built 1937, Sven Finch.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Sven. Taxidermy for the home. That's fun. There's Dragon Kills Finch. Tragedy Strikes Finch Family. Celebration turns to. There's their wedding picture. I like that clearly the little dwarves he associated with the 7 dwarves from. Some more dwarves. A walker.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Over here, there's a Deepest Sympathy. It's a sympathy card. Yeah. Okay, now we're going to come back over to here. And look at this. One of my favorite
For
things.
500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune.
One of my favorite things about this game, which you'll see as we keep going, is that each story is presented in a completely unique and different way, and I just think that's so cool.
Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Yeah, so there's that door again, and now we get to come over here because we have thoroughly explored. And we're going to go through this door into the pink bathroom. bath toys. There's something very nostalgic about the bath toys for me. It's like right back to the childhood. It's the bathtub. You've got a chair in there.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
Some alcohol in that trash can. Interesting. This is one of the doors sealed off. Rainier National Park. United States Travel Bureau. Okay, let's see. There's a Secret in This Bathroom by Sven and Edith Finch.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Okay, so we see Calvin Finch, born April 25th and died September 23rd. Here's a self-portrait in a bathroom mirror.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
A little spaceman, a mountain, a deer, the swing. This is kid safe. Over here is... I'm trying not to say too much because obviously, as I said, I've played this before. So I'm going to show you as much as I can and all the details and not explain. Oh, yeah, there's the picture that was on top. Like it folds down. That's cool. That's the thing I never noticed before. Like here's some more stuff. Barbara Finch. Some alcohol back here. So a swing. Couple turns land into native haven. Early work on rail link. More pictures and frames here. More alcohol. Newspaper. I'm sure there's one. Okay, so here we are. Sam Finch, most improved player. So here's Sam and Kelvin, and see in 1961, his marks stop. Sam's keep going, and I love this room because it really kind of perfectly expresses that. You've got the one twin, the one twin that lived and grew up, and like, there's cigarettes and trophies and things. The other that didn't, and that room is perpetually stuck in time. Here's a Edith Finch National Park. So development up there. You know, like he grew up, he changed, and all the film, some taxidermy, a high school diploma. More alcohol, like just all the things of a person who got to grow.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin, and that he never talked about him.
And then this side perpetually stuck in time in September 1961 to Command Center. Here's the robot. Lunchbox.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Like I said, I want to give you plenty of the views. Appreciate just how pretty this game is. We're in the command center for Calvin. Candles, Calvin. This is
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore he'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
I feel like that one perfectly like captures that feeling of when you're little and on the swing and trying to flip
After
up
the
the
funeral,
bar.
Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
That must have been like just really hard. And you can see where he was shooting at that side of the room. Like that would have been really hard living like that, I think. This one is a cool secret. You got the caterpillar. You just now it's a butterfly and a door. we can see the pumpkin ahead. But yeah, I think that
The
one's
passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
so encompasses that feeling of what it's like to go to the moon. Or like, not to the moon, but like to swing and that feeling. And then it's really sad. It's cool. I'm looking at a moon, that's why I said to the moon. We are going to go ahead and open this just to save time for later. And alcohol, obviously. Barbara Finch and other child stars. What have they been doing? Where are they now? So it's a hat and a uniform. And it says Eek Milton.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
So here we've got the poster, a lunchbox, a film reel, a doll, some awards, fan mail, a mask, a plate. This way is Barbara's door that we saw from the outside. This corner, you could tell, is a little bit more from her being grown up, like Joan Lake getting a guitar. This one, oh, there's a bra. It feels more like her. And there's a dress and an iron. And then you got that. And I think these two halves of the room are a very good juxtaposition. Again, it's interesting.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
And this is definitely a more grown-up space. And that is a very old birthday cake. We got roller skates, records, some spilt popcorn, I guess. A hairbrush that looks a lot like my hairbrush. And cat clock. Rated jobs increase. This is a certain sign that says Barb Street. A dress form and a stained work uniform. Okay.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent. She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
There was an achievement for getting all the balls in the holes during the scene.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh!
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your screen.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Walter, are you there?
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hookman, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And he was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
We know where it is.
That night, she played her part beautifully.
Molly's room.
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. hushed. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
The cool eyes.
At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Okay, we're saving because now our book is updated, and that's where I'm going to leave you off for now, and we will do more next time. Thank you for watching. I love you all so, so much. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you on the next video. Bye. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed your time here and would like to see more, go ahead and start by hitting that subscribe button. We upload 2 days a week. On Mondays, it's Michael Monday, and on Saturday, it's Suzi Saturday. If you want to see even more, we stream 4 days a week on our Twitch channel. It's Firebrand with 2 F's and 2 D's, just like it is here. On Tuesdays, it's Toss Up Tuesdays from 8 to 10 Eastern Time, where Michael plays a variety of games. On Friday, it's Friends Friday from 8 to 10 Eastern Time. That's where we get to play games with our community members. Oftentimes, it's Among Us or Jackbox, and it's always a lot of fun. On Saturday, it's Suzi Saturday from 8 to 10 Eastern Time, and that's where I get to play a game, oftentimes a story game, but you never know quite what will show up, but it's always a lot of fun, so I hope you can join me then. And Sundays, that's our series Sunday from 2 to 4 Eastern Time, and that's where we play through a longer game, no matter how long it takes. It's always a lot of fun. Thank you for watching. I love you so, so much. If you have the time, do those YouTube things like subscribe, ring the bell. You know the drill. And I will see you next time. Bye.